Has it ever crossed your mind what the richest place in the world is? Well, in this video, I want to show you that the richest place in the world is not Dubai, it's not the stock exchange, it's not the bank, it's not the vault filled with gold somewhere out there. In fact, most people try to avoid this place by all cost, yet it contains more wealth than all of them combined. Now imagine you're in heaven one day, standing before God, and He shows you the life that you could have had. He shows you the businesses that you could have built. He shows you the books that you could have written, the people you could have helped, the opportunities that you could have created. He shows you the impact that you could have made in other people's lives. And then He asks you one question. Just one. What happened? What happened because I gave you all the ideas that I could ever give you? I gave you all the talent that I could ever give you. I gave you the imagination, and then I gave you the creativity. So what happened? What would your answer be? Because the truth is that most people do not fail because they lack talent, creativity, or the potential to create. Most people don't fail because they lack gifts. They fail because they take them for granted, only to carry them to the grave without ever using them. And I believe that is one of the greatest tragedies. It is sad. Now, in my previous video, I spoke about how creativity can create wealth. I spoke about how God has already placed within each and every one of us the ability to create, to solve problems, to bring value into this world, to be innovative. But then after making that video, I found myself asking another question. If creativity creates wealth, then why do so many people never use it? Why do so many people die with dreams still inside of them? Why do so many people spend their entire lives working and building someone else's vision while never pursuing their own? Why do so many people settle? Why do we settle for less than what we are capable of becoming? I don't believe it's because people are not creative enough or creative at all. I believe it's because something happened along the way. Because as children, if you remember, as children, we were imaginative. We imagined freely. We dreamt without limits. We created without fear. I mean, as kids, a card box could easily become a spaceship. A stick found in a bush somewhere could easily become a sword. We created cars out of things we found anywhere. A car with a steering wheel. We were already storytellers when we were kids. Because as children, a dream became a future. When you were asked as a kid what you wanted to be when you grew up, you would answer with so much enthusiasm. You'd say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a social worker, I want to be a policeman. Some would even want to be on TV. And at the time, these were some of the only professions that we were exposed to. So the box didn't have much options to take. But that's another story for another day. The point is, we never knew what it would take to become any of these things. What we knew is we wanted to be them because we dreamt big, because we were naturally creative. But somewhere along the line, somewhere along the journey, something changed. We stopped imagining, we stopped believing, we stopped creating. And slowly many of us traded our creativity for comfort. Because one of the reasons most people never use their creativity is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of criticism, and fear of embarrassment. We fear what other people might think of us. Most people are not afraid of being poor. We are not afraid of being poor. We are afraid of looking foolish while trying to escape poverty. Because what we don't realize is it takes craziness, boldness, and different kind of attitude and character to escape poverty. So what do people do? They do nothing. They stay where they are. Not because they cannot move, but because fear convinces them that it is safer where you are. What we as people don't realize is that every successful person we now admire was once a beginner. Most success stories started from humble beginnings. Every business owner started with uncertainty. Every author started with a blank page. Every creator started before they felt ready. Now, the difference is that they acted despite their fear. And another reason most people don't use their creativity or start or change their lives is comfort. Comfort is dangerous because it doesn't feel dangerous. Many people have dreams bigger than their current lives, yet they remain stuck even today. They're stuck because they've become comfortable with frustration. They've become comfortable with disappointment. We have become comfortable with just surviving, because that's what we do. And let me be honest, guys. This is something that I had to confront in my own life too. Because for years I had thoughts. For years I felt there were conversations that people needed to have. Different conversations. Conversations about money, conversations about poverty, conversations about faith, about purpose. What really is our purpose? Conversations about breaking free from this survival mode. Conversations about the possibilities that exist beyond the life many of us have accepted as normal. But I was afraid too. I was afraid of being judged, afraid of what people would say, because people talk too much, afraid of putting myself out there, afraid of failing publicly, afraid of public scrutiny. And honestly, comfort played a role here, because life became familiar as well. Life became predictable. My life became safe, because I kept telling myself that I'll do it, maybe next year, maybe when I know more, maybe when I have a better equipment, or maybe when I'm more confident, maybe when I'm ready. But one day I realized something, that ready was never coming. The perfect time was never coming. And I realized that if I continued waiting, I would become another person carrying these ideas, these dreams, this creativity that never benefited anyone. And to be honest, that thought scared me. It scared me because I realized I could spend my entire life talking about what I wanted to do without ever doing it. So I made a decision. I decided that I was going to do something different. Use my creativity to start this channel, start creating this video. Not because I felt ready, not because I was fearless, not because I had all the answers, not because I was an expert, because I'm not an expert, but because I wanted to share my experiences, and because I was tired of watching fear making decisions on my behalf. I wanted to encourage people. I wanted to show people possibilities. I wanted to remind people and myself that it's not too late. I wanted to remind people that failure is not final. I wanted to remind people that there's more inside of us than we realize. Because I know there are people watching this video right now who feel like life has passed them by. People who think they are too old, like I do, too broke, too late, too uneducated, too damaged. They feel like they're too far behind to start now. But I want you to hear this. As long as you're still breathing, as long as God has given you another day, there's still time. You know what I realize is that most people do believe in God. They do believe in miracles. They do believe in success. But they struggle to believe in themselves. Because to them, success is only good when it's on the other side, when they see it from other people. Because they cannot imagine that God would use someone like them, someone from their background, someone with their mistakes, someone with their limitations. Yet throughout history, God has always used ordinary people to accomplish extraordinary things. So why not you and why not me? Really, why not you? Why not me? It is because we're still waiting for that perfect time. We're still waiting for confidence, waiting for permission. We're waiting to know more knowledge. The issue is not whether God has given people gifts. The issue is whether people believe in them enough to use them. Because there will always be one excuse after the other. And before you know it, years have passed by. Opportunities have passed by. Life has passed by. Many people are waiting for conditions that will never exist. And what they don't realize is that action comes first, and then confidence comes later. The truth is that creativity by itself creates nothing. The idea sitting in your mind changes nothing. A dream sitting in your heart changes nothing. The potential alone you have changes nothing. Creativity must be combined with action, because action is what turns imagination into reality, an idea into a business, a gift into an income. Action is what turns possibilities into results. God may have given us the vision, but it is our responsibility to move. In the beginning, I asked if you could guess what the richest place in the world is. Well, for me, it is sadly the graveyard. Every cemetery is a vault, not of gold, not of diamonds, but of human potential, of that untapped wealth, unused gifts, unfinished dreams, dreams that were never pursued, ideas that were never shared, the creativity that was never used. Not because people lacked the talent. People do not lack the talent or the gift. Not because God forgot them. Not because the opportunities never came. But because fear won. Because comfort won. Because self-doubt won. Because the waiting won. And my hope is that when my time comes, I won't be remembered for the ideas I had. I want to be remembered for the ideas I create, the ideas I acted on, the conversations I started, the people I helped, the courage I found despite the fear. Because the greatest tragedy in life is not failing. The greatest tragedy in life is never trying at all. The greatest tragedy in life is standing before God one day and realizing that the life He showed you at the beginning of this video could have been yours. So use your gift, use your voice, use your creativity, use your mind. Because the gift that most people die with do not have to die with you. So do not die with that music inside of you. Do not die with that music inside of you. So when you get home from work today or wherever you are, just take a few minutes, do a little introspection, think hard about where you are and where you could be and where you want to be. And then do something about it. Do something about it. Act on it. Let's start a movement for change. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is claiming our time back. Claiming our freedom back. Because guys, the trap is, again, if you allow them to feed you, you're also giving them permission to starve you. So if this message resonated with you in any way, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.